So, what are some of the things that you should and shouldn't do? Well, the first easy one to think of is avoid bending and lifting things. That's quite often the mechanism for the injury in the first place, so it makes sense not to repeat it. If you do have to bend, however, in the course of your work, just try and use your knees whilst you're recovering. Try to divide up heavy loads into more lighter loads. And if you have to put a load from in front of you and twist to the right, don't twist through your back, use your feet to turn to the right. Sitting can be very uncomfortable for people with disc issues, especially in the lower back, so avoid sitting for long periods of time, and if you do sit, have some support in the small of your back. Avoid long walks. Go for short walks by all means, but don't commit yourself to a long one where if you start getting pain you have to walk a couple of kilometers back to the car. Bending your back backwards, lying on the floor and bending your back, arching your back off the floor, or your shoulders off the floor but keeping your stomach on the floor, will help some people with a lower back disc problem, but not everyone. If you try it and you find it gives you some relief, then by all means do it as often as you like, but if it doesn't help or if it aggravates things, then drop it. Heat is not your friend. Heat may make you feel good for a while and it's relaxing, but if you've got an underlying inflammatory condition, then you really don't want to pour petrol on the fire. So ice is your friend. So before bed especially, if you want to be more comfortable during the night, take your frozen peas, an ice pack or whatever you have, wrap it up in one layer of damp tea towel and place a nice fat wad of it over the lower part of your back where it's hurting. Leave it there for 10 to 15 minutes in 1 hour and repeat again in the next 2 hours, last thing at night, if you can be bothered. I wouldn't suggest this so much for the neck because I know from personal experience that using an ice pack on your neck can be very uncomfortable, and also a lot of the blood vessels and arteries are much closer to the surface there, so you don't want to chill them too much. So I would actually just perhaps recommend using some moist heat like a flannel in hot water and or using a warm shower, putting that over the muscles of your sort of lower neck or upper back just to help to ease off some of the spasm. And finally, your next course, if you find that the pain is still unrelenting and really, really bad, is to go for some of the stronger anti-inflammatory medication that you have to sign for at the pharmacist, the ibuprofen or the Voltaren. Some of these can be mixed with painkillers, but do take the advice of the pharmacist and do tell him or her if you're on any other medication or if you have any other medical conditions in case the medication's incompatible with that. And if you're going to use that medication, follow the instructions, use it for no more than 2 or 3 days. That's much more effective than taking these medications just occasionally in helping to break the cycle. And if after the 2 or 3 days you felt that it helped, but that you would like to take them for longer, then that's probably the time to go and see your GP to get some medication which is more suitable for long-term use and less potentially damaging on your stomach.